Adventure Time is ending. So with the Adventure Time finale only a week away, I thought it was fitting to make a video. You know, I've always loved Adventure Time. It's been one of my favorite shows. It's a big inspiration for some of the stuff I do, which you guys don't know about, but regardless, I love Adventure Time. And Adventure Time is ending. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's time for me to milk the shit out of that and make like 20 videos on the finale. Jokes aside, I only plan on making like 3 videos on the finale. Actually, maybe 4. I want to make this video, which is kind of like almost a crash course of just kind of talking about things you should know before going into the finale and sort of my predictions and stuff. Analyze a few of the trailers that recently came out. Then I want to make a reaction video to the finale, which won't be like a shitty, wow, this is so cool, I've never watched this show before, please give me the views and likes. It won't be something like that. It'll be more like a 20-minute video with parts cut out and only the interesting reactions contained. Hopefully I can get my friend Matthew. He was in the bootleg videos. So here's a picture of him. Hopefully I can get him on that because he's also a big fan of the show, and I'd really like to do the reaction with him.
What is your thing?
And then I'd like to do a review of the finale after it's aired. Now, there's a few things that are important to kind of talk about as we go into the finale. The first thing is, this episode is 44 minutes, which an average episode of Adventure Time spans for about 11 minutes, which means this episode is 4 times the length of a normal Adventure Time episode and half the length of the 3 miniseries that aired across the time the show was alive, being Stakes, Islands, and Elements. Elements is the best one. Stakes is terrible. Anyways, I want to give you guys 10 things you should know before going into the finale, and then I guess we'll talk about predictions and stuff. I don't really know. Number 10, Golb. Golb is a character who isn't actually seen too much in the show. If you're like more of a casual watcher who hasn't like hardcore binged every single episode in preparation for the finale, because Golb is only in, I think, 4 episodes. Like 2 title cards, if you count those as well. Anyways, who is Golb? That's a great freaking question. None of us really know. Golb is this big, red, awesomely designed beast, behemoth, if you will, who looks like the freaking devil of Ooh, who basically just eats dimensions or something. I don't know. It's not really clear. He's one of those characters that's really mysterious and gets put super high on those power scaling things where little kids go online and say, oh, you think Godzilla is so strong, but Golb would beat Godzilla. Oh, Golb would just eat Superman. Golb would eat Goku. Golb would eat Ben 10. No one gives a shit. Anyways, yeah, Golb's super powerful, we think. A lot of people think he might be Prismo's boss. A lot of people think he might just be the Eater of Worlds, the emissary of the end. No one really knows. No one really knows except the creators and the few people who have actually seen the finale already. Please leak it online. I want to watch it now. But yeah, that's interesting. My personal theory is that Golb is just some entity that likes to eat worlds. You know, he's like Galactus, but for dimensions instead of planets. He took Margles, which is why he's important towards the finale. Margles is the girlfriend, or wife rather, of Magic Man, who is now Normal Man and now King Man. Number 9, you need to know about who the hell these 3 Jokers are. Maja is some magic chick. She's not important. The 2 important ones are Normal Man here. Well, they call him Normal Man, but he said he was King Man. Normal Man, King Man, whatever, and Betty. King Man, who I just mentioned as Normal Man / Magic Man, was the guy whose wife was taken by Golb. Betty is the wife of Simon Petrikov. If you don't know who Simon Petrikov is, you really shouldn't be watching this video. He is the Ice King before the Ice Crown donked his brain up and made him this super cool ice-slaying beast who likes to rape princesses. Anyways, these 2 are very important towards the finale. They are trying to go somewhere to retrieve Margles from Golb and put together this crazy plan to save the Ice King from the Ice Crown. It's going to be crazy. These 2 are very important towards the finale, at least Magic Man is, and they will be the reason, most likely, that Golb ends up showing himself. Number 8. Why did I make a 5 while showing number 8? Who cares? Number 8. You need to know why the hell Jake's turning blue in this scene, don't you? Well, I'll tell you. Jake's actually a mutant who was given birth through his dad's head. That mutant was shown recently in an episode that came out a while back. And that's really, he's an alien guy, and yeah, Jake turns blue. What can Jake do in his blue form? Well, apparently he can make wings. I thought he could shapeshift at all times, but I guess the blue form just makes him shapeshift better, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Jake's going to be blue at some point in the finale, which is pretty interesting. Number 7. I didn't read the review, but I read the 4chan comments relating to the review that was recently posted about the Adventure Time finale from some people who had watched it. Characters are going to die. All right, that is completely confirmed. There are going to be dead characters, okay? Who are they going to be? I don't have a bloody clue. I don't think any main characters will die except maybe Jake. I don't want them to kill Jake, but I've been theorizing it for like my whole life, so come on, kill Jake. But don't actually kill Jake. But do kill Jake. Anyways, characters are going to die, which is going to be both amazing and terrible. Yeah, that's it. Number 6. Number 6? Is this number 6? Number 6. The Lich. Will he return? No one really knows, to be honest. This isn't something you really need to know. But this little fat tub of lard, Sweet Pea, is the Lich. Yeah, I'd recommend watching any episode that has this guy involved because they're the best episodes of the series, hands down, other than like the Elements miniseries, Islands miniseries, and a handful of other really funny and fun ones. Sweet Pea is the Lich. Will the Lich return in this episode? It is very unclear. This monstrous thing looks like it could be based on the Lich, based on this green goo it comes out of, but I feel like that's still up for debate. Personally, I think the Lich appearing would oversaturate this episode, and I think his entire arc was pretty much summed up in Whispers. However, the Lich does have some relation to Gulb, which is mentioned in Whispers as well.
The ceaseless wheel. The last scholar of gold.
So it is possible that maybe the Gulb will come and he'll be like, "Oh, you are the Lich, return to me." And then Sweet People are like, "I'm not afraid of you! Don my magic sword and kill you!" And that's how the episode ends. You know, that'd be pretty dope. Number 5. Marceline and Bubblegum are lesbians. Alright, so whip your dicks out, draw your porn. Marceline and Bubblegum are lesbians, alright? So draw your ass-eating fixation. Shadbase, get on top of this. Blarg Snarf, all you porn artists, get on top of this bootylicious booty game. We'll be making some porn up in this joint. This is confirmed canon. That's what 4chan told me. 4chan never lies. 4chan never lies. This video is such a fucking mess. This finale it's heartbreaking to me because it's the day before I go into grade 11, which is in the diploma program at an IB school, which basically means my childhood's about to end, which is great. That's not really something you need to know before the finale, but it's something you need to know if you're watching this channel. So that's interesting. Number 2, I think, you're gonna cry when you watch this. Number 1, why don't Finn and Jake have cool outfits? It's just stupid. Okay, let's pop this place with some analysis time. Let's get into it. Now, I think most of us have seen the majority of these clips based on Adventure Time. They're really simple. They're basically just little trailers that pretty much only have clips from the war, which is kind of stuff we could all figure out ourselves. There's the 1-minute leak, which involves Magic Man and the gang teleporting away with this cool magic thing, and then having a little argument in the tent with Duke of Nuts. It's funny. It's funny stuff. I'm looking forward to it. But that's not the important stuff. Okay, those trailers show the fight, but they don't show the juicy bits. All right. So the trailers I'm about to pull up show the juicy bits, and we're going to talk about each of them. So there's 2 in particular I want to look at. There's this one, the Cartoon Network Adventure Time finale promo. So this opens up with just the characters, the not important stuff. Bacon, pancakes, haha, funny. No, here's the important part. Okay, so obviously Sonny the Warhorn, all these jokes, we all know and love these jokes. There are 4 scenes that are really important in this thing. Alright, so the first one is Fern emerging as a pterodactyl. Okay? This looks like it's in the treehouse, but it also has weird things coming out of the ground, so I don't really know where this is. This appears to be right after the scene that like he's throwing in the trailers where Finn says, "Jake, help me." So it's like, "Oh, Jake, help me, I don't know what's happening here," and then boom, pterodactyl Fern comes out. In a later scene, we see Fern on the side of Gum Princess Bubblegum and Marceline, which means it's likely after this scene where either Finn defeats him or talks him out of it or whatever, he returns to his initial Fern form rather than his Green Knight form and take side with them, which is pretty interesting. The next scene is a flashback with a burning city. I don't know what's going on here. It's got Hambo and Marceline. I don't know. I guess we're getting some backstory in this episode. We then have the Marceline demon thing from Stakes, which I already said is the worst miniseries, but whatever. Of course, got to reference stuff from that miniseries instead of any other one. Pushing down the Lich demon monster thing. I don't know what this thing is. I thought it was part of the Lich, but we're not really sure. Anyways, this next scene, I mentioned, the lamb thing's pushing down the Lich monster thing. Again, not really sure what that thing is. Kind of hoping it's a Lich, but I also not. The next scene is really interesting. It appears to be directly after this, and it's characters shielding themselves. Well, at least Finn is shielding himself. Finn has no arm. Finn, this is the third time you've lost your arm in this show. Get it together, man. I feel like this is towards more the end of the episode. This might actually be involving Gulb coming down from the demon heavens. I don't know. There's like this weird static glitchy thing, which probably has something to do with Gulb, because that's the same static we see with Margles and the gang. Not Margles. Magic Man and the gang when they teleport away. Then we see Jake turn blue, which I've already established just seems to be a more powered up form. Now, that was an interesting trailer. The other trailers aren't that interesting. There's only one more I'm going to show off. The only interesting thing in the other trailers is Simon saying, almost saved the world, which I personally think is actually Simon's going to be doing something to stop Gulb, possibly killing himself in the process. Anyways, let's talk about this French promo, because it is the most content out of all of them, even though I don't understand what they're saying. We start off with Gumbald. Bubblegum walking with Finn and Jake in the background. This presumably at the very start of the war with the sunset. Then we see the scene from the other clip. That's not important. We see LSP in her war armor. Very cute. Looking pretty hot, LSP. The sun's coming up. We see the war. We've got the Banana Guards on one side with the two Gumball warriors. And then we've got Gumbald's cake army with his little pink people. Not sure what they are. We see Slime Princess in her Slimy D outfit. Bubblegum yelling, all this not very important stuff. This is when it starts getting interesting. The first interesting clip is this clip right here, which involves... sorry about the subtitles on screen, by the way. This involves what appears to be Jake performing some sort of attack. That's what I like to think, because Jake sort of steps back. It looks like he's like shooting a Kamehameha. I butchered the pronunciation of that, but I don't really know. We've got Green Knight, Gumball, Bubblegum, and Finn are all in this scene, so this is likely at the start of the episode. We then have the demon thing I mentioned, the Lich thing emerging from the green goo, which is why I think it's Lich related. We have Fern, this is the scene I mentioned. We have Fern with Bubblegum and Marceline. This is the interesting scene. It's LSP taking a selfie in front of the devil's anus, alright? I 100% think that is Gulb, but it could be something else. We then see Jake screaming or gasping in this weird demented landscape. I also think this has something to do with Gulb. I think it might be some sort of dreamscape he takes them into. I don't really know what else it could be. There's Simon carrying Finn, likely towards his almost save the world thing. There's just Gumbald and Marceline, not Marceline, Jesus, Bubblegum fighting. We got Finn fighting Fern as a bear, and again the dreamscape. We have Bubblegum use her her weird jelly bean powers, which I'm glad they didn't forget about. We have Blue Jake punching Lich Demon thing. We have demon things surrounding Finn and Fern. We have Marceline hugging Bubblegum, confirming that they're lesbians for life. And then we have Gumbald rising above the city. That is everything I have to talk about.